Das war nur die Vorbereitung für Jogi Löw, weil er genau gewusst hat, ich muss den Toni Kroos einbauen. Aber der Toni Kroos hat in diesem Fußball nichts mehr verloren.
Did I just hear this old guy say that Toni Kroos has no place in football?
What?
In an interview following Germany's early exit in the 2020 Euros, Bayern Munich club legend Uli Hoeneß had some extremely harsh words for Toni Kroos. The now 72-year-old former striker and World Cup winner with West Germany did not hesitate a single second to completely blame Kroos for Germany's performance in the tournament, even suggesting that his style of play was too slow and unproductive for modern football. I think we can all agree that these allegations are pretty delusional, maybe even a sign of early dementia. I mean, who in their right mind would suggest that there isn't any place in the entire sport for one of the best midfielders of his generation in the middle of his prime? And believe it or not, this ridiculous animosity towards Kroos is not an isolated incident. As indisputable as his legacy may seem today, with 6 Champions Leagues, a World Cup, and countless other trophies under his belt, there was actually a time when people seriously doubted his ability, especially from within his own home country of Germany. As he announces his retirement following the Euros this summer, what better time than now to look back at his legendary career and dissect how this boy from the eastern side of the Berlin Wall managed to prove everyone who ever doubted him wrong. From a young age, it was clear that Toni was a special talent. As a teenager playing for Hansa Rostock, he caught the eye of Bayern Munich scouts who quickly brought him into the academy, where his understanding of the game and his composure on the ball set him apart from his peers. At the ripe age of 16, he was already showcasing his potential on the international stage, being named Golden Player at the 2006 UEFA European Under-17 Championship, where he also finished as top goal scorer. A year later, he also managed to secure the Golden Ball at the Under-17 World Cup for Best Player of the tournament. Toni was making waves, and not long after, he was promoted to Bayern's senior team, making his professional debut in September of 2007 in a 5-0 victory over Energy Cottbus, where he provided no less than 2 assists within 18 minutes of his appearance as a substitute. At just 17 years and 265 days old, the German had already become the youngest player to ever represent the club. Just 1 month later, he also earned Bayern a valuable victory away to this team on his Europa League debut, coming on as a substitute in the 81st minute and providing an assist for Miroslav Klose, and then going on to score the winning goal in stoppage time. But despite all this, it didn't take long for strange sentiments towards Toni Kroos to emerge from within the club itself. Just listen to what our old friend Uli Hoeneß, at the time the general manager for Bayern, had to say about Toni after reporters asked if he deserved the man of the match.
Wie bitte? Wissen wer heute Matchwinner war? Lucio. Ja? Okay, der war der beste Mann am Platz. Weltklasse, 1 mit Sternchen hat er heute gespielt und nicht der Toni Kroos. Lassen Sie den schön mal runden. Das ist nicht gut, wenn man die Jungen so hoch jubelt.
Das 2:2.
Ja, okay, den Freistoß werden wir 2 auch noch schaffen, oder?
Strange to say the least. And although you might argue he was just trying to protect the young Kroos from the dangers of media hype, his tone certainly implies that there were other feelings hidden within those comments. And so, despite his early promise, Kroos found himself with limited playing time in the first half of the following season. To gain more first-team experience, Bayern decided to send him on an 18-month loan to Leverkusen in January of 2009. At his new club, Kroos quickly established himself as a regular starter. He made 13 appearances in his first half season and scored 1 goal. But the next season is when Toni really began to make a name for himself. He registered 9 goals and 12 assists in 33 matches, earning back-to-back Bundesliga Player of the Month awards in December 2009 and January of 2010. These stellar performances earned him a recall to Bayern Munich for the 2010-2011 season. And this time around, Kroos quickly became a key player under Jupp Heynckes, forming a formidable midfield partnership with Bastian Schweinsteiger and playing a crucial role in Bayern's treble-winning season in 2012-2013. Despite his contributions, Kroos faced ongoing doubts and underappreciation from some fans and the club's hierarchy. In early 2014, during contract negotiations, Kroos asked for a salary increase that would match his status as an important player at the club. At the time, other key players at Bayern were earning almost 3 times as much as his 4.2 million euros per year, to which Bayern Munich CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge reportedly answered, "We won't pay you more than 10 million a year because you're not a world-class player." And by that point, Kroos was pretty much fed up with the disrespect, and despite Pep Guardiola's efforts to keep him at the club, he was dead set on continuing his career outside of his home country. Initially, he was close to joining Manchester United, and it was even reported that David Moyes had reached a verbal agreement with Kroos, but Moyes' sacking in April 2014 halted the deal. I think we can all agree he dodged a bullet with that one. Amidst all of the uncertainty, Kroos was still focused on proving his worth once again on the international stage during the World Cup in Brazil that summer. And boy did he do that. He started in all 7 matches for Germany, scoring 2 goals and providing 4 assists while setting the tempo in the midfield. He was instrumental in Germany's 7-1 demolition of Brazil in the semifinals, bagging a brace and dishing out an assist for Sami Khedira. His passing was so good during this World Cup that Brazilian fans even gave him the nickname Garçom, which means waiter in Portuguese. Funnily enough, this type of international admiration after the tournament starkly contrasted with the treatment he had been receiving at home for years, where some German fans and media had nicknamed him Toni for his perceived cautious playstyle. In any case, Germany went on to win the whole tournament, and Toni Kroos, now a World Cup winner, was officially a superstar. It's almost impossible to believe that even after bringing a World Cup home, Bayern were still willing to part ways with Kroos that summer. Not long after the tournament, he received a call from Real Madrid's coach Carlo Ancelotti, and the rest is history. Toni would go on to sign a 6-year deal with Los Blancos for a measly fee of 25 million euros, an absolute bargain for the time, in what is definitely one of the most head-scratching transfers in the history of football. Just for some context, here are some of the price tags for other big transfers that summer. And here is Kroos. Leave it to Florentino Perez to do good business. And probably to the disappointment of this cranky old man, Kroos' first few seasons at Real Madrid were absolutely spectacular. He seamlessly adapted to the demands of Spanish football, forming an incredibly balanced midfield trio alongside Luka Modric and Casemiro. His impact was immediate. In his debut season, he helped Real Madrid win the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup, marking the first 2 out of the countless trophies he would go on to win with Madrid over his 10 seasons with the club. Throughout his 10 years with Real Madrid, Toni Kroos established himself as the anchor for the team's midfield, his role going far beyond just accurate passing. Kroos dictated the tempo of the matches, seamlessly transitioned from defense to attack, and broke through opposition lines with precision. His ability to maintain composure under pressure allowed Real Madrid to effectively bypass high-pressing opponents. Kroos operated as a deep-lying playmaker, often referred to as a regista, where his primary responsibility was to control the flow of the game. His exceptional vision and tactical intelligence enabled him to spot and execute game-changing passes, making him indispensable to Real Madrid's strategy. Undoubtedly, one of the most remarkable aspects of Kroos' play is his passing accuracy. He maintains a career average of over 90% in La Liga and Champions League matches, significantly higher than many top playmakers, including Kevin De Bruyne. Since joining the club, he has provided over 50 assists in La Liga, with 30 of them coming from set pieces. The dude is an absolute sniper from dead ball situations. And on top of that, Kroos even has the most passes into the final third of the pitch in the entire history of the Champions League. But perhaps his most remarkable achievement has been his ability to maintain a high level of performance over a long period of time. Just so you get the gist, Toni has started in every single one of the 5 Champions League finals that Real Madrid has played since his arrival in 2014. His consistency, professionalism, and leadership on and off the pitch have cemented him as one of the most important players in the team's history. Even in the recent 2023-2024 season, at a pretty advanced age for a footballer, Kroos still managed to be a decisive player this season, racking up 56 appearances, 1 goal, and 14 assists, including that absolute beauty for Vinicius in the Champions League semifinal against his former team. Kroos' 5 Champions Leagues, 4 La Ligas, 4 UEFA Super Cups, 5 Club World Cups, 1 Copa del Rey, and 3 Supercopas de España place him just outside of the top 5 players with most trophies for the club in its entire history, with a staggering total of 22. Now, if you ask me, that is how you respond to your doubters, by letting your game do the talking and racking up more silverware than a china shop, all while remaining calm and collected even in the biggest of moments. As Toni is set to retire at the end of the Euros, it's clear that his journey from being undervalued and disrespected at Bayern to becoming one of Real Madrid's biggest legends is a reminder to all of us that your true home is where you're valued. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.